Sure, here's the expanded version of your mysterious conspiracy-themed script, fully fleshed out and without headings, flowing like a narrative for a voiceover. For decades, the whispers have circled in hushed conversations and dimly lit corners of the internet. Strange signals from space, unexplained structures on distant worlds, and secrets buried beneath layers of official silence. These whispers were dismissed as conspiracy theories, laughed off, forgotten. But now, the whispers are screaming. 3 lost NASA videotapes, recordings of the very first moon landing, have suddenly re-emerged. Not in the secure vaults of a government archive, but at a private auction where curious collectors with deep pockets prepare to bid. For years, NASA claimed they were accidentally erased, recorded over, or simply misplaced. But now they're back, and they're raising more questions than answers. Why were they hidden? Why now? And what's on them that someone didn't want the public to see? In the same breath, something even more chilling has surfaced. Leaked footage allegedly captured by Apollo astronauts. Images never broadcast. Footage that was never declassified. These clips show astronauts encountering something strange. Something they clearly didn't expect. Anomalous shadows stretching across the moon's surface. Unusual formations that defy the natural geology of our lunar neighbor. Areas of the moon that were deliberately cropped out or blacked out in earlier releases are suddenly visible, and in them, structures, lines, geometry. Some believe astronauts were under strict top-secret instructions. Photograph, record, but do not share. And as this footage leaks into the public domain, it opens the door to a terrifying possibility. What if the moon was never empty? Meanwhile, on the rust-red deserts of Mars, another mystery stands in silence. Captured by the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, a strange towering object has captivated scientists and skeptics alike. The so-called Mars monolith, a seemingly rectangular block rising out of chaotic terrain, casts long, rigid shadows that are almost too perfect to be natural. In a world of dust and broken rock, this object stands with unnatural symmetry. Its edges are straight, its angles sharp, and the land around it seems untouched. Geologists offer explanations. They say it's fractured basalt, a coincidence, an illusion shaped by ancient stress and Martian winds. But those who have studied the images see something more, something deliberate, engineered. Because it's not alone. Orbiting Mars is its tiny moon Phobos, a pockmarked rock scarred by impacts and time. And on it, another anomaly, a towering structure rising sharply against the uneven surface. It has come to be known as the Phobos monolith. Even in grainy black and white images, the monolith is unmistakable. It casts a long, dramatic shadow, suggesting substantial height. Its silhouette breaks the pattern of chaos that defines Phobos' surface. And while NASA has called it a natural formation, a growing number of observers aren't convinced. The shadows are too long, the shape too defined, the placement too isolated. Some suggest it's an ancient marker, a monument left behind. But left by who? And then we come back to Earth's moon, back to the Apollo missions. During Apollo 11, as humanity took its first steps on alien ground, a strange radio transmission was picked up. The astronauts, speaking calmly, asked mission control if they had the position of the S-4B, the spent rocket stage that had been jettisoned earlier in the mission. But what they were really trying to identify was something else, something out their window, something moving. NASA claimed it was a detached panel or drifting debris, but then came the whisper, the phrase, "Santa Claus is real." A phrase that has haunted conspiracy theorists and insiders alike for decades. Some claim it was a secret code used by astronauts to report the presence of unidentified flying objects without alarming the public or triggering panic. NASA has denied this. Official logs list the term as a joke, a coincidence. But if that were true, why did it show up again in multiple missions? Other Apollo crews reported similar phenomena: bright, moving objects, flashing lights, shapes drifting silently through the void, keeping pace with the spacecraft. NASA blamed reflections, ice particles, even insulation flakes. But behind the scenes, there were reports of objects behaving in ways no debris should. Hovering, changing direction, tracking. And through it all, the silence from NASA grew heavier. Protocol demanded that anything mission-critical be reported privately through secure channels. If the astronauts truly saw something, we were never meant to know. But the most haunting evidence might lie not on Mars or in orbit, but once again on the Moon. In 1967, during the Lunar Orbiter program, a project designed to map the Moon ahead of the Apollo landings, an unusual photograph was taken. In it, a spindly, upright structure appears on the lunar surface, a thin tower casting a long, undeniable shadow. It doesn't match any known geological formation, and it doesn't match any official explanation. The image was quietly shelved. Scientists labeled it a photographic glitch, an artifact. But those who examined the raw negatives noticed something strange. The structure's shadow is real. It aligns with the lighting in the photo, and it stands tall against an otherwise empty plane. They called it the moon spire. What was it? A natural formation? A fluke of light and angle? Or something more? Something left behind by someone else? We've always believed the moon to be a dead, silent witness to history. But maybe, just maybe, it was watching us too. For too long, we've accepted the official narrative. That space is empty, that we are alone. But the images, the anomalies, the silence, they tell a different story. This isn't science fiction. This spus is hidden history. And the truth is no longer waiting to be found. It's breaking through the silence, demanding to be seen. The only question is, are we ready to listen? Let me know if you'd like this with background music cues or scene descriptions for editing.